Hello to Fortopia, welcome to another Nintendo News Update. I'm your host, 24 Kevin, and it's the E3 season, so naturally, we got a bunch of rumors and leaks spurring about the internet. So I decided it was a perfect time to bring back the Nintendo News Updates with a little bit of a new format. Hope you guys enjoy it. This is sort of going to be a trial run. If it goes well, we might make this a permanent fixture. Maybe a weekly thing, maybe a daily thing, maybe a special update thing if we do the weekly thing. I don't know, we're all working it out in the wash. Like I said, it's a trial. We'll see what works. But in the meantime, let's get through to a big leak that came out from a notorious leaker, Dasvergeben. So for those of you who don't know who Vergeben is, Vergeben actually has a very strong track record with leaks leading up to fighting games. Some of his more notorious leaks were actually for Smash Bros. Ultimate, where he leaked tons of information that included Isabelle, Ken, Incineroar, and a couple other fighters still to be announced, that he's been rumored for some time. These will come up in the E3 rumors that we'll be talking about shortly, but I decided to give you guys just a little bit of backstory in case you haven't heard me talk about this guy before. So 3 days ago, Vergeben actually replied to a post asking if there were any leaks leading up to E3 since it was only 2 weeks away. And he replied to this by saying, "Before I even get into this, these are not all E3 related. Only the ones that I specifically mention E3 are related to E3. Now again, not all of these are related to Nintendo, but I still think it's fun to go over everything in here. Janemba will be officially revealed within the next month for Dragon Ball FighterZ. His trailer is an E3 reveal apparently. Now I don't have Dragon Ball FighterZ personally, but I've heard great things from the people who play it, and I hope everyone's been enjoying all the content they've continued to support the game with. Resident Evil 3 Remake and Resident Evil 8 are both in development. Resident Evil 3 Remake will be revealed first from what I heard at E3, but both are being developed simultaneously. Now this should come as no surprise, as the Resident Evil remakes have done fairly well in terms of sales from what I've heard, so they're going to want to keep pushing out those as much as possible. And Resident Evil 8, with a renewed interest in the company with all the remakes coming out, hopefully they can recapture some of the magic of those original games in order to actually produce something great for the future. Now here's a big news for Nintendo fans. It looks like a Monster Hunter game is in development exclusively for the Switch, and no, it's not just a port from another system. Hopefully. While many people were impressed by Monster Hunter Worlds, I don't think they're going to be able to port that onto the Switch due to exclusivity agreements. However, they could implement some of those mechanics that they brought in that were so well received compared to previous Monster Hunter titles, and hopefully they'll translate well to the Switch compared to other consoles as well. So again, some other interesting notes here about fighting games. As you can see, Street Fighter 6 and Marvel vs. Capcom 4 are both in development, but only for next-gen consoles. So it doesn't sound like they're going to be coming to the Switch, unless Switch does reveal a more powerful version that's been rumored for some time. However, unless they can do that, I don't see these games coming to the Switch and remaining on the next-gen consoles coming for Xbox and PlayStation 4. He also says that it looks like Street Fighter 6 will be out first, because it looks like they're taking their time with Marvel vs. Capcom 4. I'm very okay with that. It's been a very long time since we've seen a Marvel vs. Capcom game, and I want them to do it right and make sure they do right by all their previous titles. Something else here that got me super excited, it looks like Beautiful Joe 3 is also in development. Doesn't know much more about that, how long it's been in development for, but I'm super excited for it. I never really got to play the Beautiful Joe games as a kid, and I've heard so many good things about them. Now I have a feeling that if Beautiful Joe 3 was in development, they would also re-release Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 as a package deal on the Switch if they were to redo that, similar to what they did with Bayonetta. I mean, let's face it, not a lot of people had a GameCube growing up and probably didn't have the opportunity to enjoy Beautiful Joe. But if they ported those two in a combo pack, people would be ecstatic for it. I know I would, personally. Now something interesting that was brought up is that Vergeben heard a rumor back in September 2017 that a new Dino Crisis was in development. He hadn't heard anything else about it since then. However, apparently there were some tweets that stood out to him, hopefully I can edit them in here if I can find them on the interwebs, that apparently may back up that information. So while he's not confirming or denying anything, he's just saying something he may have heard on Reddit a while ago, and these tweets may be hinting towards that. It sounds more like speculation than an actual rumor or information given to him, but we'll have to wait for a little while in order to find out about that. Now one of the more interesting parts of this post is that he heard that a new Wild Arms game is actually in development, but it's been over a year-long journey for him to actually get it verified that it's actually coming out. He still struggles to get more information in regards to it, but he thinks it might have been because he heard about it way too early in development. Now there hasn't been a true Wild Arms game released in over 10 years, not including any re-releases on the PlayStation Store. But if Nintendo could revamp this IP and give them new life, it would be absolutely incredible to see them put it on the Nintendo Switch, which has been a JRPG machine. So adding this in seems like a no-brainer, especially considering how well they've been selling on the console. Our next franchise he decides to delve into is Dragon Quest games. As it turns out, Dragon Quest games are getting ported this year from what he knows. I have not had specific games mentioned other than older ones are. He finds it hard to imagine the first 3 games are not among them. The platforms were not mentioned to him either. Again, JRPG machine on the Switch, Dragon Quest games seem like a no-brainer, especially if the rumor about Eldrick being the next DLC fighter for Super Smash Bros. Winds up being true. I mean, let's face it, Nintendo probably wouldn't put Eldrick in the game for nothing. I assume they would try and get something for it at least from Square, so maybe this is some sort of compromise in order to put him in the game. Even more on Dragon Quest, apparently Dragon Quest Heroes 3 is in development. He was told that Dragon Quest Heroes 3's main character may be a pirate, and includes Deborah from Dragon Quest V as one of the legacy characters. A worldwide release has at least the intention that has delayed its formal reveal for a while now, which means they've been working on this project for quite some time. Commenters actually listed that Dragon Quest Heroes information on 4chan in 2018, so almost a year and a half ago. Here's exactly what he said. It was Dragon Quest Heroes 3. The Hero Pirates and the Lost Treasure. Seems to line up fairly well. Hello 4chan, I'm a fellow employee from Square Enix Japan. I have information of the next entry in Dragon Quest Heroes subseries, except it's Dragon Quests, which probably helped people discern that maybe this isn't the most real leak in the world. The plot of the game is pirate-centric. The 2 main characters are rivals this time around. They both want to be the greatest pirates ever. But of course, only one can be the greatest. Main character profiles. Nasin, young boy from Tarushia that wants to be the greatest pirate ever. Very rude. Dara, young girl, wishes to be the best female pirate in the world. Not very smart. Well, that's not a great character trait. Marin, or Marine, novice female captain that is completely obsessed with find the lost treasure. Not finding, apparently. Dario, probably like Dario Nahuete. I can't even pronounce his name from Game of Thrones, but you know who I'm talking about. Mysterious guy that's found incapacitated in the Yurni. He's very shy but knows how to use a bow. Legacy characters include Mori, Sancho, Barbara, Camus, Arena, and Torunico. Sorry, I haven't really played the Dragon Quest games before. I know, blasphemous, I need to. But those are the people that are apparently included. And Verjben seemed to say that, yeah, it was corroborated later down in the thread and that it seemed really interesting to him because he hadn't heard of it before. So if that does wind up being true, keep your eyes out for information that may have been spread in regards to Dragon Quest Pirates, which would actually be a really cool concept. Now, of course, some of the other big rumors surrounding Xbox and Nintendo's partnership have been swirling for quite some time. And of course, Verjben here reiterates that Master Chief Collection and Ori are coming to the Nintendo Switch. Doesn't know when, but apparently there are plans to do them. Is anyone really surprised, especially with how buddy-buddy Nintendo and Xbox or Microsoft have been recently? This could be a really beautiful friendship, especially if Nintendo players can play as Master Chief. Then heck, put Master Chief in Smash. You gotta do it at that point, there's no reason not to. Again, 2 of the most prevalent rumors popped up here, with Metroid Prime Trilogy HD and Pikmin 3 being ported to the Switch are reiterated, but again, Verjben doesn't know when. One of the more interesting things to think about is a while ago there was a rumor that another trilogy would be coming to the Switch. However, it wasn't the Metroid trilogy they were referring to. If I were to guess, I would assume that would actually be the Pikmin trilogy, with Nintendo revamping Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 into one big package. I mean, it makes sense for people who haven't played Pikmin before, they would eat this up. And people who have played Pikmin before would eat this up. Basically what I'm saying is, if you put a Pikmin trilogy on the Switch, we'll eat it up! And those are all the rumors we got from Verjben in regards to E3 and coming in the upcoming year. Not all of them are related to E3, I know, but I could see them dropping in those trilogy announcements at E3. What do you guys think? Do you think these games are coming in the future? Do you think his leaks are credible? Or do you think he's just guessing on most of them? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, especially about the new format. We're going to try and get some more videos out. I've had some personal stuff to do over the last couple months, that's why I haven't been uploading as much as I'd like to, but hopefully I can make a big return and wear nice blazers while I do it. thank you all for watching. For everyone here at 24 Kevin Tendo, I'm your host, 24 Kevin. See you guys next time. Hope you had a great day. Bye!